Hare Krishna devotees. So we'll sing her Jai Radha Madhav first. Jai Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari
Jaya 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 Gopijana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Gopijana
Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari
Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari
Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari
Jaya Yashodanandana Jaya Braja Janaranjana
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 Jaya Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya
Jaya Kunja Bihari
Jaya Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya
Jaya Kunja Bihari
Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Bolo
Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari
Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari
Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari
Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari
Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari
Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari जय गिरिवरधारी
जय गोपी जन वल्लभा जय गिरिवरधारी जय गिरिवरधारी
जय यशोदानंदन जय ब्रज जनरंजन
जय यशोदानंदना जय व्रज जनरंजन
जय यशोदानंदन जय ब्रज जनरंजन
जय यशोदानंदना जय व्रज जनरंजन
जय यमुना तीरवनचारी जय कुंज बिहारी जय
जय कुंज बिहारी
ओ जय यमुना तीरवनचारी जय कुंज बिहारी जय
जय कुंज बिहारी
जय यमुना तीरवनचारी जय कुंज बिहारी जय
जय कुंज बिहारी
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे हरे
कृष्णा हरे हरे राम हरे
हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
कृष्णा हरे हरे राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
हरे राम राम
ओ हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
हरे राम
ओ हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
हरे राम
जय राधा दामोदर राधे जय गौरनिताय 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 जय गौरनिताय जय 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 प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद श्री राधा दामोदर भगवान की
जय
श्रीमदेव भगवान की भगवतवाणी भगवत गीता की जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय गौर प्रेमानंदे ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय So we will read from Bhagavad Gita chapter 7 verse 1. Bhagavad Gita chapter 7 verse 1. 7.1 Shri Bhagavan Vacha Maya Saktamana Partha Yogam Yunjanmadashrayah Asamshayam Samagraham Yatha Jnatnasi Tashrunu Shri Bhagavan Vacha Maya Saktamana Partha Yogam Yunjanmadashrayah Asamshayam Samagram Yatha Jnatnasi Tashrunu Shri Bhagavan Vacha Maya Saktamana Partha Yogam Yunjanmadashrayah Samshayam Samagram Yatha Yatnyasi Tashrunu. So we'll have three Prabhus, three Matajis and three kids. Recite the verse please. Quick Prabhus. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Maya Saktamana Partha Yogam Yunjanmadashrayah Samshayam Samagrama Yatha Yatnyasi Tashrunu. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Maya Saktamana Partha Yogam Yunjanmadashrayah Asamshayam Samagrama Yatha Yatnyasi Tashrunu. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Maya Saktamana Partha Yogam Yunjanmadashrayah Asamshayam Samagrama Yatha Yatnyasi Tashrunu. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Maya Saktamana Partha Yogam Yunjanmadashrayah Asamshayam Samagrama यथा याज्ञसि तशृणु. Good. श्रीभगवानुवाच मया सक्तमना पार्थ योगं युञ्जन्मदाश्रयः समग्रं माम् असंशयं समग्रं माम् यथा याज्ञसि तशृणु. Two more Prabhus. श्रीभगवानुवाच मया सक्तमना पार्थ योगं युञ्जन्मदाश्रयः असंशयं समग्रं माम् यथा याज्ञसि तशृणु. Last. श्रीभगवानुवाच मया सक्तमना योगं युञ्जन्मदाश्रयः यथा याज्ञसि तशृणु. Translation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "Now hear, O Sanaprata, how by practicing yoga in full consciousness of me, with mind attached to me, you can know me in full, free from doubt." Purport. In the 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, the nature of Krishna consciousness is fully described. Krishna is full in all opulences, and how he manifests such opulences is described herein. Also, 4 kinds of fortunate people who become attached to Krishna and 4 kinds of unfortunate people who never take Krishna are described in this chapter. In the first 6 chapters of Bhagavad Gita, the living entity has been described as non-material spirit soul capable of elevating himself to self-realization by different types of yogas. At the end of 6th chapter, it has been clearly stated that the steady concentration of mind upon Krishna, or in other words, Krishna consciousness, is the highest form of all yoga. By concentrating one's mind upon Krishna, one is able to know the absolute truth completely, but not otherwise. Impersonal Brahmajyotir or localized Paramatma realization is not perfect knowledge of the absolute truth because it is partial. Full and scientific knowledge is Krishna, and everything is revealed to the person in Krishna consciousness. In complete Krishna consciousness, one knows that Krishna is ultimate knowledge beyond any doubts. Different types of yogas are only stepping stones on the path of Krishna consciousness. One who takes directly to Krishna consciousness automatically knows about Brahmajyotir and Paramatma in full. I'm sorry, I scrolled a lot. Paramatma in full. By practice of Krishna, thank you. By practice of Krishna consciousness yoga, one can know everything in full, namely the absolute truth, the living entities, the material nature, and their manifestations with paraphernalia. One should therefore begin yoga practice as directed in the last verse of 6th chapter. Concentration of mind upon Krishna, the Supreme, is made possible by prescribed devotional service in 9 different forms, of which Shavanam is the first and most important. The Lord therefore says to Arjun, "Tashrunu, hear from me." No one can be a greater authority than Krishna, and therefore by hearing from him, one receives the greatest opportunity to become a perfectly Krishna conscious person. One has therefore learned from Krishna directly or from a pure devotee of Krishna, and not from a non-devotee upstart puffed up with academic education. In Srimad Bhagavatam, this process of understanding Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Absolute Truth, is described in the 2nd chapter of the 1st canto as follows. शृण्वन्तो स्वकथा कृष्ण पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तनः दन्तस्थो ह भद्राणि विदुनोति सुरस्यताम् नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवते मुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी तदा रजस्तमो भावा कामलोभादयश्च ये चेत एतैरनाविद्यं स्थितं सत्त्वे प्रसीदति एवं प्रसन्नमनसो भगवत भक्तियोगतः भगवत तत्त्वविज्ञानं मुक्तसङ्गस्य जायते भिद्यते हृदयग्रन्थिश्छिद्यन्ते सर्वसंशयाः क्षीयन्ते चास्य कर्माणि दृष्ट एवात्मनेश्वरे. To hear about Krishna from Vedic literatures or to hear from him directly through the Bhagavad Gita is itself righteous activity. And for one who hears about Krishna, Lord Krishna, who is dwelling in everyone's heart, acts as best wishing friend and purifies the devotee who constantly engages in hearing of him. In this way, a devotee naturally develops his dormant transcendental knowledge. As he hears more from Krishna, from Bhagavatam, and from devotees, he becomes fixed in the devotional service by the Lord. By development of devotional service, one becomes freed from the modes of passion and ignorance, and thus material lust and avarice can be diminished. When these impurities are wiped away, the candidate remains steady in his position of pure goodness, becomes enlivened by devotional service, and understands the science of God perfectly. Bhakti Yoga severs the hard knot of material affection and enables one to come to once at the stage of Amshayam Asamshayam Samagram, understanding of the Supreme Absolute Truth, personality of Godhead. Bhagavatam 1 to 17 through 21. Therefore, only by hearing from Krishna or from his devotee in Krishna consciousness can one understand the science of Krishna. ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकाय चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवंश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगुण रघुनाथं वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगुण ललिता श्रीविशाखां वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकाकान्त राधाकान्त नमस्ते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभयश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा everyone. So first of all, I express my gratitude to His Grace Satyasara Prabhu and Jai Subhadra Mataji for giving me this service. I personally feel very unqualified for this, but with your blessings and mercy, I will be able to do this service for my purifications. I also pray to all the Vaishnavas in this assembly to bless me so that if I make any mistakes, you can forgive me. Like a request for your blessing. So this is Bhagavad Gita 7.1 in chapter 6, the Dhyana Yoga. Krishna talk about the yogic process, and he mostly talk about the mind control. He said that mind is the best friend and he is also the worst enemy. So we cannot execute any yoga process without mind control. There is no yoga process. So the mind must be attached properly. So now coming to the 7th chapter, this chapter is about the knowledge of the absolute. In this chapter, Krishna is going to talk about himself. So absolute knowledge. So what is absolute? Absolute means something which is non-dual or something which is non-relative. For example, in this material world, if we say there is a son, then there must be a father. If we say there is a friend, then there must be another friend. If we say water, then the name water and the substance water are different. But in the absolute um, understanding, there is no difference between the name and the person. So that way, there is no difference between Krishna, his name, his paraphernalia, his dress, his dharma, his pastimes. They are all the same. It's all Krishna. That is absolute. Another way to understand this is in the relative world or in this material world, our limbs, they can do only one thing. They have like only one function. For example, we can see using our eyes, and we can eat using our mouth. But in the absolute understanding, Krishna can perform the function of any limb using any other limb, because all of his limbs are perfect. For example, Krishna can, through his eyes, he can eat. That's how, like, when we offer, he is just kind of like, he's able to accept it. It's this thing is bewildering, because in this material world, we are not used to see this kind of understanding. We don't see anything like that, because we always relate by way we see the things. So this is very, very different. And there is no existential data that we have that we can use to understand this concept. Now, that is why there are two processes of understanding or receiving the knowledge. One is the ascending process, and second is the descending process. The ascending process is a process in which one uses their mind, their intelligence, their logic, their speculations, and then they come up with inferences, and that's how they earn the knowledge. But this is not the Vedic way. Ascending process is not the Vedic way of understand or of getting the knowledge. Why? Because the conditioned souls have defects. There are 4 defects. Conditioned souls commit mistakes, they get illusioned, they cheat, and there are imperfect senses. That is why, like, every other day, scientists come with like a different theory. One day they say, oh, don't eat coconut because you're gonna get high cholesterol. Then after some time they say, oh, you can eat cholesterol because it has good fat. So the thing is that it just keeps changing. Because it's imperfect senses or our understanding. But the Vedic way of understanding or acquiring knowledge is the descending process. In this process, the knowledge comes from an authority and it is received. That is the right process. So it descends from the Lord, and then we hear submissively, just like Arjuna. So Arjuna is our role model. He hears. Now, talking about the attachment, all of us are attached to something, somebody. So the attachment is a deep emotional bond that connects two entities, two things. There must be two things. So sometimes, we are attached to our family, like, our parents, our children, friends. Then there are some people, they are attached to non-living things like their homes, their cars, their clothes. My red T-shirt. Where is my red T-shirt? And then sometimes, we are attached to animals. Like we may have like a pet dog or a pet bird, or a pet cat. One of my co-workers, several years back, she was a single person, and she had 12 cats. So uh, every time we go in a meeting with her, for the first 10-15 minutes is the glories of the cat. She has to describe whatever is happening with her cats. So so attachment to the cat. And then sometimes people have attachment to the place, attachment to the place. Austinites or a New Yorker. Sometimes people are attached to the sports team. Their team loses and they are morose. My team lost. So why do we get this attachment? Why do we get attachment? Because the different way people explain this is the attachment makes them happy, or they think attachment makes them complete, or it makes them fulfilling, or it makes them secure. That's why we attach. But the thing is that uh, we cannot kill this attachment. We cannot stop it, because this attachment is in our consciousness. So we must attach to something. We cannot stop attaching. So if we attach to material things, then it becomes material consciousness. But if we attach to Krishna, it becomes Krishna consciousness. So everything around us, we need to understand is everything around us is a temporary object of sense gratification. It doesn't belong to us. He's just there for a temporary purpose. For example, if I'm walking on the road, I find a $20 bill. I said, oh, $20. So now I pick it up, I put it in my pocket, I walk around, I start making plans. And after an hour, my pocket is torn, and then I lose the $20 bill. And now I lament, I lost my $20. Well, I have to think that that $20 bill was not mine to begin with. Why am I lamenting? So similarly, these temporary objects, we attach to them, and when we lose them, when we get them, we get happiness. We feel happiness. When we lose them, it causes us suffering or lamentation. So this attachment is a necessity, but where we put this attachment, it determines our fate at the time of the death. If we attach to the material things, then it extends our material existence. If we attach to the Supreme Lord, then it causes our liberation. So example is like, so like one thing, we need to know where to apply. For example, knife. If there is a knife, if the knife is in the hand of a murderer, he will start killing people. But if the same knife, it is in the hands of a doctor, then he will do a surgery and he will save somebody. So the same knife, but different action causes two drastically different results. So this is what attachment does to us. So coming back to this verse, Krishna says, Maya Sakta Mana. So Maya means unto me. Krishna says, me. There is no different way to understand this. He's clearly saying this. Somebody says, give me a glass of water. So you have to take a glass of water to them. You cannot take it to somebody else because they're saying, bring it to me. So sometimes, like these so-called academic scholars, they misinterpret things. And so they change the meaning. But in this case, Krishna is very, very specific. And the asakta mana, asakta means attachment of mind. So Krishna is saying, the total meaning is, attach your mind to me. Well, somebody says, oh, I'm going to attach your mind to only you, Krishna. I'm not going to do anything else. Is that the way we need to understand it? No. Krishna says, always think about me and carry out your prescribed duty. Mam anuswara yuddhacha. So like Arjuna, he is a fighter. But when he asked Krishna to take his chariot in the middle of the two armies, he got overwhelmed. Why? Because he saw his relatives on the other side, like his cousins, his friends, his uncles, his great grandfather, and then he was perplexed. He says, "Well, Krishna, I don't want to fight." So did Krishna tell him, "Okay, you can go home, and hi, everybody else, go home. No war." Arjuna doesn't want to fight. No. What did Krishna tell him? Krishna reminded him that you are a Kshatriya. And the job of a Kshatriya is to fight, to protect. And so that is the Swadharma, or the specific duty of that Kshatriya. Srila Prabhupada, he explained in second chapter that there are two types of Swadharmas. One is when a jiva or a soul is in the material body. When we are in the material body, there is one Swadharma according to the religious principle. That is called the Varnashrama Dharma. And then the second type of dharma is once one is liberated, then there is second type of dharma, which is our spiritual duty. So on the bodily platform, we need to follow the Swadharma or the Varnashrama Dharma. So this Varnashrama Dharma or the caste system, it is very scientific. It came from from Krishna. It is not a man-made thing. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Chaturvarnam Maya Srishtam Guna Karma Vibhagasha. Maya Srishtam, that means it is created by me. And then how the four varnas are defined? The Brahmanas. The Brahmanas are the intelligent class. The Kshatriyas, they are the more military or administrative class. The Vaishyas, who are more businessmen or agriculture class. And then the Vaishyas, these are the class who are serving all the other classes. So this division makes up the social body of this society. It becomes like a body. So the Brahmana, they are like a head. The Kshatriyas, they are like the arms. Vaishyas are like the belly or the thighs, and the Shudras, they are like the legs. And then how does the body function? The Brahmanas, they are like the eyes and the mouth. They give a vision to the body. The Kshatriyas, they help the body to protect by raising their arms. Vaishyas, they provide nourishment to the body. And then Shudras, they support all the other sections, the support function. Hmm? So in order for us to have a complete body, we must have all these four parts. Hmm? What if the body doesn't have any legs? Hmm? Can the body go anywhere? There is no mobility, there is no support. Hmm? What if the body has no belly? Hmm? Will there be any nourishment? There is not going to be any nourishment. It's like a anemic person. There is no nourishment. What if there are no arms? Hmm? So then we will not be able to protect ourselves. There are no arms. Well, somebody can say, well, I can protect using my legs. But the thing is that you can use only one leg at a time. You cannot use both of your legs, because if you use both of your legs, then you're already on the ground before your enemy hits you. Right? What if there is no head? If there is no head, then you are a madman. We know how madmen act. So Srila Prabhupada, he says that this present society is like a brainless society. It's a society where everyone is busy with something, but they don't have any purpose. They do not know where they are going. It's like a headless chicken. They're just running around. They don't have any fulfillment. So in my job as a consultant for the state, I go into work, and nowadays especially I go, and then every day there is a new mess, because every day there are like new policies, like random stuff is happening. So like these government and politicians, they don't know what they are doing. It's like making random decisions. So coming back to our body, all these four parts of the body that we talked, they are not interchangeable. One part has to do one job. The legs cannot replace the head. They have to have their unique or distinct responsibilities. And just like that, Brahmanas cannot do the job of Kshatriyas. So each of us have to do our job. But the thing is that whatever is our prescribed duty, we have to do that prescribed duty, and at the same time, we need to keep remembering Krishna. So now, somebody can say that, oh, I'm born in America and Krishna was born in India. And so he's a foreigner. I cannot attach to a foreigner. And Krishna is a Hindu god. So is that the case? Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Sarva yeneshu konteya murtaya sambhavantiya tasam brahma mahadyonir aham bija pradapita. I am the seed-giving father. All the species of the life form, they are coming from Krishna. So how can we say that he is a foreigner or a Hindu god? Everybody is his children. Just like the sun. The sun is in the sky. Can any country claim that the sun is theirs? No, because that's a wrong notion. That's foolish. So Krishna is everybody's father. That means all the human beings, the trees, the plants, the animals, they are all related. We are all like brothers and sisters. So that means we cannot or we should not cause unnecessary harm to others. Like for example, like this slaughterhouse business that we do, it's not good, because we are killing innocent animals. By doing that, we do not know that there is lot of heavy karma that is getting incurred, and when that happens, all the reactions come to us. Like we recently heard about, like the floods in Texas. So much devastation it has caused. So much suffering it has caused. So we need to know that. So is it hard to attach to Krishna? Can it be done? Yeah, it can be done if we are sincere. We are sitting here in this temple. Srila Prabhupada came by his mercy to this country, and he created this organization, ISKCON. He created all these temples. So this is our opportunity. We have to come to temple. We have to do our services whatever way we can. We have to contribute. We have to associate with devotees. We have to eat Krishna Prasadam. We have to read Srila Prabhupada's book. In this way, we increase our attachment to Krishna. Now, is this attachment a brand new effort? Is this something that we have to learn from scratch? The answer is no, because Krishna says, Mame Vansho Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. So the living entities are this. Go ahead. You want to complete? So the living entities are part and parcel. All of us are part and parcels. So our relationship to Krishna is eternal. This relationship cannot be broken. For example, let's say a child runs away from his house. Then his loving mother, she'll follow him, hmm, because she is concerned about the child's well-being. Hmm. She hides and she keep track of the child. I want my child to be safe. Hmm. So, uh, so similarly, when we rebel against Krishna and we run away from the spiritual world to enjoy all by ourselves, hmm, Krishna comes with us. He is so loving. He comes with us as Paramatma. Hmm. And then he stays with us for the eternity of time. We just keep taking bodies after bodies. He stays with us. Whether we take a body of a monkey, or an ant, or even a hog, he stays with us. Hmm. He keeps reminding us that, my dear child, you cannot enjoy here. You cannot, this is not your real home. But what we do, every time he says, my dear child, like how the kids say, la 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 la, la. They don't want to hear. He says, Jiva Jago. We said, oh, what did he say? Because we are so lost in our own world. So that's what we do. All the parents, they leave their, they love their children, especially the mothers. So, but we need to know that, if we take all the loving mothers, and we take their love, that is nothing as compared to love of Krishna that he wants to shower on us. And then when he comes to this material world as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that's the epitome, because he's the most merciful form. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gauratvishay Namaha. That's like a cherry on the top of a cake. So merciful, because the Krishna comes in the mood of Srimati Radharani. So, if we like, we can revive, this relationship. We can attach. And the best process to do that is to chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. There is no difference between Krishna and his name. We just talked about his absolute nature. Even though he is not visible to our mundane eyes, we cannot perceive him, using our material senses. He mercifully makes his name available to us. That is his Saulabhya. Even though he is supreme, he is so up there, but he makes it sulabh, he makes it easily accessible, so that the fallen conditioned souls like us can still connect to him. That's his mercy on us. So when we chant his name, we connect to him directly. This Goloka Vrindavan is far, far away from our material conceptions. We just barely reach to Mars. We have a long, long way to go. But the thing is that, Krishna in his unmanifested form, he is there with us. He's not leaving us alone. Like these Mayavadi philosophers, they say, oh, the Krishna is splitting himself up into like this all over. So the Krishna as a person is finished. So, but the thing is that notion is wrong. They are thinking more from a material standpoint. Like the way they think is, if I take a piece of paper and I go to the top of a cliff, and I cut it into a million pieces, and I just let it go. And then I say, oh, there is no more paper. That's not the case with Krishna. Because the Ishopanishad invocation mantra says, Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashyashyate. He is complete, whole. Even though so many complete units emanate from him, he remains in complete balance. That is his inconceivable Shakti. Now, Asakti means, attachment. And then we are talking about the direct attachment. So when we do any service to Krishna, we do our devotional process, we prepare food for the Krishna, we offer food to the Krishna, we do services for the temple. And so all these things are examples of the direct attachment to Krishna. So, we are doing these services for the pleasure of Krishna, in a favorable mood. But there is another attachment that is called indirect attachment. That is also an attachment, but it doesn't fall under the devotional service. For the example of that is Kamsa. He had indirect attachment to Krishna. So when Kamsa, he was the maternal uncle of Krishna. So when he was marrying his sister, a voice from the sky came, Akashwani. the eighth child of your sister will kill you. And he became very anxious. He became very, very anxious. So what he did, he decided to kill his sister. So then the newly married husband, Vasudeva, he was perplexed, I just getting married, So then he struck a deal with Kamsa. Well, you know what, just let her live. If any kids or any children are born to her, we'll bring it to you. And then you can kill them. You can do whatever you want. So what happens? That thought, he always kept thinking about Krishna, sleeping or waking up. I remember the drama, like Prabhu, Prabhu participated. So like waking, sleeping, eating, walking, talking, he is always thinking about the Krishna. So he's also remembering Krishna, but is he remembering in a favorable mood? No, he's not. He's thinking in an unfavorable mood, in the mood of an enemy. So that is not devotional service. Devotional service is favorable. So we as a devotee, we need to cultivate direct attachment or favorable attachment to Krishna. Now, when we try to serve Krishna, Krishna looks at our effort and he says, oh, this child, he's working so hard, I must help him. Tesham satata yuktanam bhakti pritipurvakam dadami buddhiyog. So he said, oh, well, let me give him a bona fide spiritual master. So why a bona fide spiritual master is given? Because we serve that bona fide spiritual master and then we get closer to Krishna. So we sing in the Guru Ashtakam, Yasya prasadat bhagavat prasado yasya prasadan na gati kutopi. So we serve that spiritual master and by his mercy we get the benediction of Krishna. We cannot get the benediction of Krishna without the mercy of the spiritual master. So one of the ways to attach to Krishna is to attach to a bona fide Guru. That's another way. Why? Because a bona fide Guru is a true representative of Krishna. Who's coming through a parampara system, evam parampara praptam. He is always engaged in the lotus feet of Krishna in the devotional service, and that's what he's teaching to his disciples also. He has received the mercy of his Guru, and then his Guru has received the mercy of his Guru. So it's coming from the parampara system, directly from the Krishna. This bona fide spiritual master has understood the essence of all the revealed scriptures, and that's what he's teaching to his disciples. And then he is able to convince them to do the same. So that's what we need. A spiritual master, a bona fide spiritual master, he doesn't alter any facts. He represents them as it is. Just like this book, Bhagavad Gita, as it is. There is no alteration. How do we understand this from a material example? Let's say I light a lamp and I put 20 glass walls in front of the lamp. And now I stand in front of the 20th wall and I try to look at the lamp. Will I see the lamp? No? Yes? They are the walls, the glass walls. Yeah. Why? Because the glass walls are not obstructing any light. They are letting the light pass through. So similarly, a bona fide spiritual master is letting that knowledge come directly from the source. He is not changing it. Now, what if, in our example, what if the glass walls are dark? Will the light come? What if the glass walls are crooked? What if the glass walls have dirt on them? No. So the thing is that we can see all these examples to kind of understand that a spiritual master is a transparent medium. He is bringing that knowledge to us, and that's why we can rely on, we can hear his instruction, we can follow him, and that way when we attach to him, it is as good as attaching to Krishna. Now we talked about Yasya Prasadat, Bhagavad Prasado. So there is a very interesting example in Srimad Bhagavatam about great sage Narada. So sage Narada, he was talking to Vyasadeva, who is his disciple, how he became a devotee. So what Narada explained, that in the previous life, he was the son of a maid servant. He did not have high parentage. He was not even educated. Very, very small, thing for him for his existence. But his mother, she was engaged in serving the devotees. So what the little Narada would do is he will also serve the devotees. So one time during the time of Chaturmasa, that's the time, or the 4-month time when the devotees, they stay in one place, they are not going around preaching. So he was associated very intimately with them. And then sometimes when the pure devotees eat their prasadam, and they left remnants of that prasadam, Narada would take their permission, and then he would eat, those remnants. So then he keep doing that for a certain period of time. And then what happened? He became freed from his sinful reactions. And then as he went on eating that, he became as pure hearted as them. So how do we understand it? Like from a mundane example, this is like an infectious disease. Let's say somebody has an infection. Let's say somebody has a COVID. And then you mingle with them, you hug them, you share food with them. What's going to happen? You're going to get COVID. Right? We all of us, we experience it, some way or another. So the thing is that similarly, the pure devotees of the Lord, they are infected by the love of Krishna. So when you attach to them, what do? They give you that infection. This is a good infection to have. Not a material infection, good infection to have. So the pure devotees they are relishing the taste of devotional service. They are engaged 24/7, engaged in devotional service, hearing about Krishna, chanting about Krishna. So when we associate with them, when we attach to them, we gradually develop the same qualities. They pass it on to you. They give their infection to us, good infection to have. Like many times we see, like, in temple, we see like many exalted devotees come in, and then they talk to us, they share their experiences, so, it rubs off on us, something we get from them. So it is a different matter that we don't become like that the next day. But the thing is that we are there, as we continue attaching and associating with pure devotees, it is guaranteed that someday, the magic will happen, the transformation will happen. It is a gradual process. The attachment to Krishna is very rewarding. Like many times people in their offices, they put these papers, like the pictures, small pictures made by their kids. Those pictures are nothing as compared to, like, the Picasso or Michelangelo. They are not like that. They are like stick figures, mom and me, or I love you, dad, I love you, mom. But they still keep them. So why do they keep them? Because it's a priceless thing for their parents. The parents see the natural expression of the child. They see there is a spontaneity in that. They see there is an emotion in that. And most importantly, they see that there is a intention in that. That's what parents see. And by seeing that, the parents are ready to do anything for that child. So similarly, when we do service for the Krishna reciprocates. And his reciprocation is big, because Krishna can give you enormous amount of reciprocation. It's like, breaking your roof with blessings. Like, in Hindi we say like chappar phadke. Like, so that's how what you get. So the thing is that, and once that happens, we are sold out. We are his. He just takes over. He's just like a cloud burst. Because Krishna is a bhavagrahi Janardana. He sees the attitude, the essence of the attitude. So the thing is that, everyone is trying to leak the bottle of honey from the outside. They are not getting any rasa, like any sweetness in that. Sometimes somebody gets occasionally a drop or two, but still there is not much rasa. But when the reciprocation of Krishna comes, then it's like we swim in the honey. We can turn our head any way it's sweet. That's how it is. So with the constant practice and sincere efforts, the Krishna will bless us with that. Now this attachment to Krishna and detachment are related. When we do this bhakti yoga process, the attachment to the Supreme Lord and the detachment from material efforts, they come at the same time. They come simultaneously. Just like a scissor. When we move the scissor, we are just trying to move one, but the other one automatically moves. And then it just cuts, attach, detach, and then that's how it goes. And then the scissor helps you cut, in a very nice way. Now, if you want to, you can use a knife and you can also use a scissor. But if there is a tricky cutting, you prefer a scissor, because it helps you, go in different ways. That's the example. So the thing is that it's an automatic process, but the thing is that it starts with the attachment of the Krishna. Hmm? And we cannot try to artificially detach, because our desire to let go that enjoyment does not go away. It still stays there. It just like a sleeping volcano. It erupts someday, just like Vishwamitra Muni. He meditated for 60,000 years. He sees Menka and done. Right. So yeah, so we cannot artificially give up those attachments. Mhm. We need to also we also need to know that when attachment comes, attachment to Krishna comes from attaching to the devotees, but we should not commit offenses at their lotus feet, because if we do that, the attachment drains away. It evaporates, it extinguishes, just like a full moon. It wanes gradually and then it becomes dark. So we need to be very, very careful of that. And then I'll quickly finish here. So Krishna also touches on the word tachnu. Tachnu means hear from me. Hear from me. Hmm? Why hear from him? Because he is the authority. We need to hear from authorities. Hmm? So in comparison to our ears and eyes, the ears are more perfect. Because sometimes the eye you cannot see. Let's say if I walk into a dark room, I will not be able to see anything. But if I hear something, I will believe that, because my ears are able to catch it. Hmm? So this process of Shravanam is very, very important. It's very, very important. Now the devotional process starts with Shravanam. Shravanam Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam. Hmm? So Lord is the highest authority. We should hear from him. And then, or we can hear, from all authorities who are following Krishna. Srila Prabhupada, we can read his book, we can follow the devotees who are following Krishna. There is no difference between seeing Krishna and hearing Krishna, because we just talked about it. It's an absolute process. So when we do our Kirtan, through the process of chanting and hearing, we are directly associating with Krishna. There is no difference. It's not a difference. It's not a material thing. So when we hear from the authorities, our doubts are cleared. See, we are hanging into this material world because of our doubts. Because of our doubts. So these doubts, these things, this obstacle, they let us hang in there. But when we keep hearing from the authorities, all the obstacles in our path, they go away. And that gives us remembrance. Because yam yam vapi smaranitam tajante kalevaram. This gives us remembrance, because at the time of the death, what do we want to remember? We want to remember Krishna. So if we keep hearing about him all the time, then naturally we will remember him. And it also helps us follow the most important principle, which is always remember Krishna and never forget him. See, we have to attach our mind to something. We just cannot keep them empty. If we attach our mind to Krishna, we will be liberated. But if we attach it to the body, we will get more body. So the choice is ours. Krishna gives us the choice. And that's the free will that he gives us. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna devotees. Please let us know if you have any questions or comments, or you want to share any realizations or reflections. Who are on online and temple room, please raise your hand. Prabhu, do you ask any question on the class? People answer.
I don't want to ask a question, but I'll say that, look, all of us, we have fallen into this andhakupa, like, this well, we cannot see anything. This well is full of scorpions, things, all the phobias that, think about the phobias we have. There is only one rope that is hanging from the top. Only opportunity. That's our only opportunity. We need to grab hold of that rope. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
We just grab hold of this rope and we will be out of this trouble. Thank you so much.
Prabhu, any questions? Sandeep, bro? Mataji's? Want to? You got your thing? Yeah, sure. Prabhu, any question? Thank you, Prabhu, for nicely explaining. I think all are understood up to the points. All it is so clear. Thank you for Sandeep, Prabhu.
Everybody's attached, huh? Yes, that's what we need.
Yeah, it's Pariprashnena. We need to ask questions submissively in order to progress. So then only we are processing that information. Otherwise, we'll take that as a matter of fact. So that's the reason we are emphasizing on asking questions. So, yeah, one question. Okay, yeah, Mataji will ask you personally. Yeah, thank you for nicely giving the class, Prabhu. Thank you for wonderful class. Please, we are expecting more classes from you. We'll pray for you, your well-being. We will show our gratitude. We will chant one time Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you all. Now we are moving on to the next part of our program is Arati. Oh, you are doing Mataji? Very all the best one. Amurta Mataji. Yeah. Amrita Mataji is here. Yeah. Amrita Mataji, she is on the way.
Only Hare Krishna? What about harmonium? Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namine Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Shri Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Ashata Desha Tarine
Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani प्रचारिणे
Can you include Dhruti also?
पाश्चात्यादेशतारिणे
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Shri Krishna
Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda
Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare all together
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
All together again.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. All together.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Rama Rama Hare Hare. All together.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hi, Shishi Gornitai ki. Radha Krishna.
जय नित्य लीला प्रविष्ट ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस एसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद के अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की, नामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की, इस्कॉन फाउंडर आचार्य श्रील प्रभुपाद की, प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की, श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरी गोवर्धन की, श्री अयोध्या धाम की, श्री वृंदावन धाम की, मथुरा धाम की, नवद्वीप धाम की, जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की, इस्कॉन ऑफ सेडर पार्क की, गंगा माई की, यमुना माई की, तुलसी देवी की, भक्ति देवी की, संकीर्तन यज्ञ की, बृहद मृदंग बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन प्रोग्राम की, फूड फॉर लाइफ प्रोग्राम की, समवेत भक्त वृंद की, गौर प्रेमानंदे, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Srila Prabhupada ki.
Go, 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 go. Can you play it for me? I'll sing. Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Dahlad dahlad dayine. Dahlad dahlad dayine.
Hiranyakashipu vakshaha.
Hiranyakashipurvakshaha.
Hiranyakashipu vakshaha.
Hiranyakashipurvakshaha. Shilatankanakalaye. Shilatankanakalaye.
Narsingha Bharato Narsingha.
To Narsingha Parato Narsingha.
Ito Narsingha Bharato Narsingha.
Ito Narsingha Parato Narsingha.
Yato Yamitato Narsimha.
Yato yato yami tato Narsingha.
Yami tato Narsimha.
Yato yato yami tato Narsingha.
Narsimha.
Bahir Narsingha, Hridaye Narsingha. Bahir Narsingha, Hridaye Narsingha.
Narasimhamadem Sharanam Prapade.
Narasingha Madem Sharanam Prapade.
Narasimhamadem Sharanam Prapade.
Narasingha Madem Sharanam Prapade.
Tava Kara Kamala Vare Bhaguta Shringam Kalita Hiranyakashipu Tanu Brengam Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Avakara Kamala
Madhud Shringa Galita Hiranyakashipur Tanu Bringam Keshavadrita Hara Hari Rupa Jaya Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare
Jagadisha Hare
Keshavadrita Har Hari Rupa Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare Narsinghadev 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 Jai Narsinghadev Jai Narsinghadev 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 Jai Narsinghadev Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj
Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada
नरसिम्हदेव भगवान की श्रीला प्रभुपाद की
Jai.
महाराज की
Yeah, stop. Stop. Yeah.